My name is Oliver Queen. After 5 years in hell, I have come home with only one goal: to save my city. But to do so, I can't be the killer I once was. To honor my friend's memory, I must be someone else. I must be something else. The Arrow stands with his bow trained at the new threat, while two unknown quantities stand beside him. Damon Salvatore, someone Oliver has history with, and Damon Salvatore, the dangerous older brother, untrustworthy and weakened. The Arrow fires at the new enemy, who easily catches the arrow as the vervain sears his path, the vampire barely flinching. Well, I admire your spirit, but unfortunately, as Klaus speeds forward, pushing the arrow directly into the wall behind him, winding the Starling City Vigilante. You're outmatched. Stefan tries to attack, but is caught by the neck while Klaus only slowly looks at him. Now Stefan, you fighting against me, that wounds me more than I can say. Klaus throws Stefan, who hits the wall hard enough to crack the brick, leaving only Damon as he tries to stab but is quickly kicked back down by Klaus. Honestly, I expected someone of your reputation to be more impressive than this. We need to get out of here. The arrow quickly throws a dart towards Klaus that explodes into a smoke bomb that stuns Klaus. When the smoke clears, he finds himself alone in the alleyway, to which Klaus Mikaelson only smirks. Damon groggily sits on the sidewalk beside his car, sucking down a pint of blood like a lifeline as he tries to recover from the beating he took from the arrow. So to recap, we come to this stupid town to find a way to beat Klaus, and now Klaus is in town trying to turn us into street pizza. And that's not a coincidence, Stefan? How did he know we were here? Perhaps he's been having us followed, probably since leaving Mystic Falls. Oh, who cares? The point is, he's after us, and we are no closer to stopping him. We need to get in the car and drive, now. You're forgetting we have a way, and an ally. As Stefan starts to walk away. Great. The original vampire, or the crazy Robin Hood wannabe? Which one is gonna kill me first? Slade! Slade sways in and out of consciousness, his breathing shallow as his wounds take hold. How far away is the sub? Too far. He's too weak to make it. What if one of us goes and gets it? Brings the Mirakuru to him. He might not have that long. I can help your friend. Stay where you are. Shadow points the bow at Stefan, while Oliver grabs a knife, pointing it to what he knows is a danger. Shadow, wait! His blood, it can heal people. It just saved me. Maybe he can help Slade. No. Shadow, Slade's dying. And that blood will give him a fate worse than death. Look, we can't stay here. Help me get Slade back to the camp. Oliver takes one arm while Sarah tries to take the other side. Shadow still has her arrow pointed at Stefan, waiting for him to move. Let me help. Shadow hesitates before acquiescing as Stefan takes Slade's side from Sarah, aiding Oliver to move their ally. Shadow, what have you got against Stefan? He's trying to help. My father told me stories of the Shishiagwe. Vampires. They only spread one thing. Darkness. Enjoyed the video so far? Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next video. And if you're watching this video, then I'm sure you like stories about archers. Then might I recommend to you a story of not only an archer, but of hope and justice. Robin Hood returns. As Robin of Locksley returns to an England entirely unfamiliar to him. He fights new enemies and new allies as he works to bring hope back to England. Available now. Oliver returns to the bunker, brooding far more than usual. How'd the hunting go? We have another problem. Another vampire. To be clear, has been the actual one killing innocent women. It looks like it. Felicity, see what you can find about someone named Klaus. We need a history. Sure, and while I do that, what are you going to do? As Oliver turns on surveillance to the outside alleyway, showing Stefan patiently waiting while Damon leans against a wall, impatiently. The enemy are my enemy? Something like that. Outside, Stefan continues to wait while Damon looks from one side of the alley to the other. So you know this guy how? Ran around with some merry men? We met 6 years ago. I was having a craving. So I went to the North China Sea to clear my head. And while there met a guy with a bow and arrow. Makes sense? So who is he? That's his business. Oh, come on. Not gonna tell your big brother who your friend is? An arrow suddenly flies down to the ground between Stefan and Damon, looking up to see the arrow perched above. How you feeling after Klaus made you run with your quiver between your legs? That's enough. we have a bigger problem. The arrow drops down to the ground, making Damon's face twitch slightly. Who is he? Klaus Mikaelson, one of the original vampires. The most bloodthirsty and ruthless one of all. And now he's in your city. Thanks to you. Hey, we just got here. He arrived first, and on your watch, Greenie. If he's as dangerous as you say, then I'll deal with him. No, you won't. Regular stakes can't kill him, neither can your little arrows. Only one's made of white oak, and the Mikaelsons wiped them out. Almost all of them. As Stefan shows the white oak sapling. I know a friend who can help it grow faster. That will still take time. Time we don't have. Where did you get it? You know what? I agree with Crazy here. We don't have time for this. Let's say goodbye to Errol Flynn, Stefan, and go. Wrong. You brought your fight to my city. You are both staying. Get him on the bed. Will he be alright? His body's in shock. His heart can't take the strain. We need to get him the Mirakuru. I can help. Oliver, don't let that thing in here. Wait, Shadow. Stefan saved me. He could help Slade. No, but is the Mirakuru any better? Before Shadow can answer, distant gunshots are heard. Ivo's men. They're moving in on us. Our time's running out. We need to choose now. Give Slade Stefan's blood or the Mirakuru. Either way, we can't stay here. Stefan, help me break Ivo's men's lines. Shadow, stay with Slade. Sarah should stay here. What? Why? There's too big a chance you'd be hit by another bullet. So, we have your blood? No. You don't understand. If you get killed with my blood in your system, you'll be in transition. Transition into a vampire. So if we give Slade the blood, there's a chance he'll become like me. The light is faint in the small shop, as the proprietor works by the light of many candles, stocking her shelves and itemizing the wares for the day, until all the candles suddenly go out, and the shop owner looks up with a certain knowing. You certainly like to make an impression. Are you Dumari? The one and only. I would not have expected a vigilante to make their presence known in my abode, unless you are looking for a chance to unwind and hang up the bow for the evening. You sold a sapling to the Salvatore brothers. I need more. You waste both our time. That sapling was the last sample of white oak in the entire world. A shame. The leaves will be so beautiful in the spring. Then what else can work? For your garden, perhaps a cactus. Equally prickly. For Klaus Mikaelson. Dumari smiles in the darkness. As I said, you have everything you need. Then tell me about him. Why is he in my city? Your city? How ironic how I like you two sound. What do you know of Starling's history? That it was founded by traders, miners, metal workers that settled and built the city up from a small settlement. And do you know why they settled here? Meanwhile, across town at Verdant, Thea Queen approaches the door to the club as a persistent knock continually ebbs from it. We're closed. Forgive my intrusion, but I was looking for Mr. Queen. I was told to find him here. Oliver's not here. Perhaps I could wait for him inside. Thea considers it before deciding to acquiesce. Alright, come in, Mr. Thank you. Call me Elijah. Back with the arrow. The Mikaelsons funded those merchants and traders to settle on this land, signing a deed in blood and holding claim to this city for the rest of their days. It is one of his domains, and Klaus is nothing if not territorial. That is why he has returned. To claim his land. You brought him here. I may have suggested to one of his lieutenants that it would be wise to measure the damage of the earthquake. Why? Because Klaus and his family are a blight upon this earth, an evil that must be defeated. I am but a humble servant of nature, as you are a servant of this city. You want me to kill him? I simply put the pieces in place for the task to be done. How you deal with Klaus is your decision. Oliver, get back here now! The arrow rushes back to Verdant, quickly finding the doors to the club off their hinges and the neon sign damaged. He rushes inside, knocking an arrow and entering ready, soon finding the place a mess. Strewn furniture and cables scattered everywhere. Diggle is putting his gun away as a wound seeps from his arm, as Felicity has a gash above her eye. Both of them are over a collapsed. Thea, what happened? A vampire got in, attacked Thea. We heard the noise and fought him away. Who was he? Elijah, Klaus's brother. He'll be back. Stefan stands in the doorway, unable to enter. John reaches for his gun again, but Oliver stops him. Help me get her downstairs. Once down in the bunker, Oliver works with John to check Thea's vitals, finding her drained and with a severe head wound. I have her blood type. Felicity, pass the portable x-ray. Oliver checks seriously, finding the worst result. Fracture to the cranium. She's bleeding into her brain. She needs a hospital, Oliver. No time. Oliver clenches as he makes his decision, quickly going to the doorway where Stefan still stands. I need your blood. What? My sister. She's dying and needs your blood to save her. Oliver, you know what that means. This is my sister we're talking about, Stefan. Do not doubt the lengths I will go to for her. Oliver, please think about this. With Klaus still out there, everyone you know is in danger. If something happens to Thea again, would you want to have fate on your conscience? Oliver roughly takes Stefan's arm as he stabs him with a needle, drawing blood as Stefan watches sadly. I'll consider it when she's alive. But before Oliver can take the blood to Thea, a sudden swooping takes the blood from his hand as Elijah has returned. He leans on the bar top, fiddling with the syringe rhythmically. Not just yet, Mr. Queen. There is still work before any rewards can be distributed. What do you want? It is not what I want. It is what Niklaus wants. And that is this city. He's willing to work with you to keep the deplorables in line. If you are willing to work with him. With Starling becoming a hunting ground for monsters, not gonna happen. Very well. He issues therefore a trial by combat for the fate of this city. And if he wins, you and your family are exiled from this city, never to return. And when I win, if you win, he leaves Starling City in your hands for eternity. Do we have an agreement? Oliver, don't. He's trying to bait you. And Niklaus is willing to forgive your defiance if you swear to him undying fealty, Mr. Salvatore, for you and your brother. What about Elena? We both know the betrothed doppelganger is non-negotiable. He is simply willing to be merciful and deliver some fleeting moments before the end, as Elijah crushes the syringe in hand, letting the pieces and the red liquid fall to the ground. Call your sister's life insurance that you will proceed with the trial. You are to go to Starling's oldest point at midnight. Until then, Mr. Queen. As Elijah suddenly speeds away, taking Stefan with him in his far stronger grip.
If we give Slade Stefan's blood, he'll be alright. Look where we are, Sarah. Ivor is constantly after us. Death is always at our door. And if he dies, he becomes a vampire. How is that different than the Mirakuru? Stronger, faster, and condemned to an eternity of darkness. You've certainly changed your opinion, Shadow. You didn't like the Mirakuru not too long ago.
Enough! We're wasting time. Stefan, with me. Everyone else, wait for my signal. Stefan and Oliver head towards where they know Ivor is meant to be waiting. Oliver cannot help but find himself glancing over at Stefan. I expect you have questions. Well, it's not every day you meet a vampire. When did you... how? I was turned in 1864, with my brother. What's he like? I haven't seen him in some time. We're not exactly close. I have a sister. She'll be coming up to 14 now. Everyone at home probably thinks I'm dead. Sometimes it's better if they think that. Sometimes the truth is far worse. The pair soon finds their way to Ivor's men in a small clearing. The mercenaries immediately have their guns trained on the pair as they emerge from the trees. Wait! Ivo, he wants the Mirakuru, right? I can take you to it and give you a bonus. What bonus? Oliver suddenly draws a knife, slashing Stefan's cheek with it, as the wound almost immediately heals in front of everyone. Him. In exchange, my friend gets the first dose of the Mirakuru. The arrow parks his bike beside the side of an old square in the glades. A large space at the site has been cordoned off, with several buildings being nothing but debris-filled work sites. A large sinkhole sits like a great gash behind metal railings, with bright keep-out signs. The earthquake hit this place hard. In short order, a sky-blue Mustang pulls up beside the arrow's bike, as Damon would wish he was anywhere else. I leave you for 5 minutes. And everything goes down. Well, isn't this cozy? The pair turn to see Klaus, sitting comfortably on a park bench, watching them with amusement on his face, as Stefan is held a little far off by Elijah. I remember when this quarter was alive, with painters and musicians. The blacksmith worked just down a road that way, while my siblings and I lived in the townhouse right over there, until we had to leave, of course. There's something always quite humbling to over the centuries, watch something you started grow into a great thing such as a city. Like watching one of your children, I'm told. This city doesn't need you anymore. No. And does it need you? Tell me, how many of this city know of its history? How their home was born in this spot? How many respect it? Or revere it? Revere me. You're not king. That's where you're wrong. And I intend to remind everyone of that fact once I have disposed of the pests. Go in from the side. You can do that. The Salvatore vampire moves in swiftly, speeding into attack, keeping Klaus occupied. But Klaus outmatches him as he suddenly catches Damon's arm before grabbing him by the neck. I was hoping for a challenge, but Klaus suddenly receives an arrow to the shoulder as the arrow reloads, firing 2 more Vervain-tipped arrows into Klaus's chest, neither of them barely phasing the original. Klaus only chuckles, suddenly biting down into Damon's neck before throwing him into the sinkhole. Stefan can only watch as he's held by Elijah, Damon holding onto the side of the cavernous sinkhole for dear life, the bottom even unseen by vampires.
Sure, Stefan. Go to the city. It'll be fun.
Back with Klaus, he effortlessly pulls out the arrows as he looks to the arrow sardonically. It has been a long time since a human has challenged me like this. The arrow moves in, swiftly firing a bowler arrow that binds Klaus, but Klaus snaps the cord holding him without effort. The arrow quickly knocks, fires a trank arrow infused with vervain directly into Klaus's heart. Was that supposed to do something? As he slowly pulls the arrow out, only slow you down. Klaus smiles as he swiftly speeds towards the arrow, but the Vigilante slides out of the way of the oncoming threat as he throws a kick that connects. The arrow does not let up as he lands blow after blow. Every strike feels like hitting concrete, but he cannot give up. Klaus returns with attacks of his own that the arrow is able to dodge in time. Klaus grabs the arrow's arm as he easily throws him onto the ground, but the Vigilante was ready as he cuts Klaus on the wrist with a vervain-laced arrowhead, escaping the hold and rolling away, firing 2 more arrows. But Klaus just evades the arrows faster than the eye can see. He grabs the Vigilante, easily holding him up by the neck with one hand. There were tales I heard of you, the ruthless Vigilante, fighting to protect his city. Also the man who was on watch while my city met disaster. I was debating whether to make you an ally or just simply erase you from this life. This sorry display has made my mind up for me. Klaus's eyes grow red, about to attack and bite down upon the Vigilante, but the arrow counters quickly, stabbing an arrow into Klaus's neck that makes him pause. He smiles sadistically as he throws the Vigilante aside. You are correct, this is more poetic. The archer killed with his own arrow. As Klaus is about to deliver the final blow, he is suddenly halted by Damon, who holds Klaus fast. Sorry. No one gets to kill the archer but me. As Damon keeps Klaus occupied, the arrow turns to Elijah, firing an arrow that Elijah easily catches. The original only looks at him admonishingly before the arrow explodes in his face, stunning Elijah as the arrow fires 3 vervain arrow into Elijah's chest, while Stefan manages to grab a nearby wooden fence post, impaling Elijah through with the makeshift weapon. That won't stop him for long. Do you still have it? Stefan nods as he hands over the vial. I only get 1 shot. Stefan speeds to join Damon, who is currently pinned by the original and about to have his head torn off, but Stefan cleanly throws Klaus away from his brother. What kept you? Stefan picks up another wooden post, handing one to Damon. Remember when you used to read me that book about King Arthur? The jousting tournaments. Stefan and Damon run at Klaus, impaling him at either side with the posts, forcing the original back as they work in tandem. For a moment they have the upper hand, but then Klaus's eyes turn red as he breaks the 2 posts in 2, grabbing Stefan by the neck and snapping it easily as he turns his attention to Damon, grabbing him and diving his hand into Damon's chest. This pathetic defiance ends now. But on a car roof nearby stands the arrow ready with a white oak sapling at the tip. Klaus Mikaelson, you have failed this city! The arrow flies, flying true as it lands directly into Klaus's chest. Klaus yells in anguish and defeat as his chest alights with flame, his skin graying and hollowing as he collapses, moving no more. Brother, Elijah flees with Klaus's body into the night. You alright? Oh yeah. I just love nearly being killed by a 2,000-year-old vampire. Highlight of my night. The plan worked. Elena's safe. The mercenary examines Stefan's face, seeing not a scratch on it. Do we have a deal? Men, lower your weapons. Where is the Mirakuru? It's right over there. As he points out, giving the signal, Stefan suddenly attacks, lunging at the first mercenary before moving on to the next. In the chaos that follows, Shadow and Sarah move Slade through the pass, Oliver checking around them for a clear way. But Stefan is not doing as well, as suddenly he falls into a bush of vervain. Stefan's skin burns as the remaining mercenaries jump on the chance, stabbing Stefan and punching him to the ground. For a moment, Oliver and Stefan lock eyes as Oliver turns away, working to get Slade to the Mirakuru. Thea rouses slowly in the bunker, all watching as Oliver sits beside her, unable to stop himself smiling at seeing his baby sister alive. Ollie? Hey. How you feeling?
There was a man in the club. He attacked me. He broke in. He had these eyes and this...
Hey. It's gonna be okay. This is Stefan. He'll explain everything. Hi, Thea. Listen to me. I know you're scared, but everything is going to be okay. You're going to fall asleep now. When you wake up, all of this will be a bad dream. Thea's head hits the pillow as she's knocked straight back out again.
Is it really ethical to make Thea forget about being attacked by a vampire?
Better than her remembering. Thank you again for doing this. I'm just glad I could help. Now I'd best be getting my brother home. Tell my girlfriend she's not about to be used in a magical ritual. Goodbye, Stefan. Don't let me see you or your brother in my city again. Meanwhile, Elijah sits in a run-down manor house, glass of red wine in hand, as he silently toasts into the air. To you, Niklaus. Well, I cannot take all the credit. It's easy to pretend when you are dealing with fools. If anyone ever thought Klaus Mikaelson could be defeated by a twig, he deserved to be tricked. So what's now, brother? Are you going to keep to the agreement? Yes, they can have Starling. My interests, I must confess, lie further south anyway. But in the meantime, we continue to prepare for the ritual. And even better now, when we are ready, no one will see me coming.